building.
Salute,
When
salute.
Doggie Diamond come in, pull him in and shit. The people that we know gonna be really asking some real questions. We got Cam Capone. Cam Capone usually don't come outside to be doing no extracurricular shit. I met Winnie one time. It was a great meeting, great energy, great guy, great dude, and I respect his hustle. He got a good thing going on. He gonna get bigger as time progresses. I believe personally. I was letting him know because Clubhouse has such a fucking we got a reputation, but people tend to they don't understand Clubhouse. They don't get why that's going on at that time, right? So I said, Cam, you got fans over here, man. It's all respect. You know what I mean? So y'all welcome Cam Capone to Clubhouse, to the 100 side of Clubhouse. His first time on this shit. I told him he got fans. People want to talk to him, you know, build with him. So Cam, it's a mute button down there. That's how you come off mute. Um,
What up? What up?
there you go. There you go,
Yeah,
Mr. Capone. Mr.
get
Capone.
it.
I got to his fucking studio and he had five big dudes, told me I couldn't park in the driveway. You know, they strip searched me, patted me down and shit. He took my jewelry and my money, man. Cam's a big old bully, man, but I wasn't gonna tell nobody that. It's fucking around. Cam a good dude. Big got guys like Big Chuck, definitely Cloud Chaser. My man Ghost. Got a host of others gonna be pulling up. Doggy Diamond's gonna be pulling up. We got Empress in the house. We got a lot of people in the house. Floor, let's keep the security of the floor tight, control them beans. And shit, man. Let's kick it off. Miss AB, y'all been back there and y'all privates putting together the interview, so I'm gonna pass the mic. I talk to this crazy motherfucker anytime I want to, so I bring him here for y'all to talk to him. We got Luce Cannon in the building as well. So we got Cam Capone on the floor, media team in the building. I turn it over to the floor.
Salute. Welcome to the Hunter Side, Cam
Thank you,
Capone.
thank you. Glad
We
to be here.
appreciate you coming through. We do have a ton of mods on stage, so we will be asking a few questions. We hope you get a little candid with us. And then we are also going to do a rapid fire rounds that'll come about in the middle of our interview. How you doing today, Cam?
I'm doing great.
Good, good. All right, so we're going to jump right into this thing. Um, People on the stage, you can ask questions as well. But y'all, let's get this thing popping.
When
I'll
Big
start
Chuck
it
and
off.
Ghost wanna Big Chuck and Ghost, y'all cue in whatever y'all see fit, bro. Y'all at home, so y'all cue in when y'all see fit. Let's keep it going.
All right, so one of the hottest things that's happening right now, okay? Did you see Kendrick doing the Super Bowl?
I just like kind of glanced over it. Yes, kind of.
Okay, and when you glanced, what was your first thought of that?
I mean, I didn't really get to read the story. I just kind of seen a headline and a picture. It looked like he was taking a shot at Drake or something. I forget what the headline said or something.
Okay,
No do
then
overs or something. There's no do overs or something like that.
it's no round two in the
No round
championship
two.
game,
Hey,
right?
Okay.
bro, wait, Cam. Look, bro, I've been so busy doing shit, y'all. Okay, the lady takes it from Cash Money, gives it to motherfucking, gives the control, a lot of say so to Master P. Cash Money got the keys to the city. They did Essence this year. This would have sealed the deal. And it totally slipped my mind the Drake Kendrick factor. Yo, that's wild. So that means Lil Wayne and any of that shit, we could pretty much cut that out because out of respect to Drake, they probably won't do it, but it's a city, and then they probably not gonna want to come behind Kendrick. This is some shit. Y'all didn't even think about that.
I did. I knew where it was gonna be at. I thought they would have asked the whole cash money. I thought it was gonna be cash money.
Yeah, let's keep Cam. What you feel, bro? You think you sense some bullshit gonna come from this?
Uh, nah, man. They just battling. You mean Kendrick and Drake?
I mean, no. I mean, far as the battle, me and you talked about, this was the most cleanest. This was the battle of example, just straight, capping on wax. But fuck, that's a slap in the face, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of times when people battle, it's like over after the battle, but Kendrick's not letting it go. That's for sure.
And part two, I told y'all, ain't no game two, nigga. What you mean? Ain't all right, you can't AB, y'all got it. Let's keep it rolling.
All right, so just piggybacking off of that, Cam, what were your thoughts on the Kendrick and Drake battle?
Man, Kendrick completely just his strategy for winning, you know, the back to back records and not really letting Drake get any energy going or letting his records really, you know, play out for people to even react to him, to give him any positive energy in the battle, man. I mean, on top of the records being really good, you know, his strategy was definitely what helped him win, also for sure.
All right. Now, Cam, I know you come from Rialto, California. And I read that your early life, it was of gangs, drugs, and violence. Now, I also read that you came from a pretty good upbringing. So my question to you is, what made you turn to the gangs, drugs, and violence?
Well, I mean, you know, my family's a good family, but shit, man. I mean, a lot of my friends were involved in gangs. A lot of their brothers were involved in gangs, even though, you know, my neighborhood, like where I actually lived, was a good neighborhood, but you know, right down the street was pretty fucked up. So it was, you know, it was like right there. I don't know, you know, I don't really. It was just probably just the people I hung around with, I would say.
I will tell you this, right? Um, and Cam, I didn't know that about you, right? Meeting Cam is kind of like, there's a lot of us, and we don't like to say it, that we're real products of our environment, right? And hear me when I say this. Some of us was really sucked into it because that's where we was at. But personality, character, and intelligence wise, that's not really what it should have been from us. A lot of y'all, Cam, we all got homies to where the way they talk, the way they walk, the way they think, what the fuck their ambitions and goals are, is all just that. And there's some of us that's like reaching for the stars. And me meeting Cam, I never got that Cam was just like just a motherfucking street thug motherfucker. He come from it, but I can see just in his, his presence, his personality, and his character that, you know, um, it was more to him than just that. And I saw myself, because I'm the same way. I can talk to shit, but then I can go over here. When I'm on the phone with Doggie Diamonds, we talking about other shit. Then I can get a prison call and talk about this shit, and then I can call overseas and talk about that shit. So, Cam, I didn't even know that you was that caught up in that shit like that, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, probably like, you know, from like 16 to maybe like 21,
Yeah,
20 was probably like the worst of it for me. I
yeah.
mean, I always been more of a hustler. Uh, you know, like I've always been more about just getting money. But yeah, I mean, them 5, 6 years of my life was pretty rough
Yeah, I
for
tell
sure.
people, if you can go through your transition within that decade, meaning the start, the build, the worst part, and then start finding your way out of it, you cool. If you still stuck in that shit after that decade, anytime after that 5 or 6 year time frame, if you're not going the other way, it's over with. That's just who the fuck you gonna be.
Now, mentioning hustling, Cam, I know you started off with music and you started hustling those CDs out of your trunk. Do you consider yourself more of an artist of music or a podcaster at this time?
Well, I don't do any rapping now, so I'm for sure more of just a podcaster, interviewer at this point. Um, yeah, I don't rap at all. I haven't rapped in years. I don't really have any plans to rap. I mean, I love music. Um, but I mean, it just, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe someday I'll start rapping again, but I don't know. This is working out so good for me that uh, it just, music takes a lot of dedication, a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of money. Is really a big. It's a hard grind, and a lot of people might not really know or
High
understand
risk.
how hard it is.
High risk right now too. High risk definitely.
High
Wack, could I
risk.
interject real
Go ahead,
quick?
dog. You got the floor.
Doggy Diamond.
Doggy, Chuck, Ghost. Anytime y'all want to tap in, y'all tap in. Y'all at home. Let's keep it
Cam
going.
Capone was
Man,
good, bro. We met in the flesh
what up? What up? Yep, for sure.
when I was out in Los Angeles. I met up with you in the flesh. You one of the ones I respect in the culture because you built your platform the way you built it, and I like what you do, and I got a lot of respect for you, and I actually like your work.
Thank you.
Peer to peer, you know how this get tricky behind the scenes. Is there any interview? Because we gonna spice this up a little bit. Is there any interview you regret doing?
Any interview I regret doing?
Bet not say
Uh,
me.
what happened?
Said you bet not say me.
Nah. I don't think I regret doing any interviews. I mean, not that I can think of off the top of my head. I mean, most of my interactions with people have been solid. Working with people's been good. Um, most of it's been cool. I mean, any interview that I might have lost money on,
Explain
maybe it
that.
didn't
Break
work
that down.
out.
How you lose money on interviews? Because I don't think the people know how much risk sometimes is not worth the reward. Tell them that. Explain that to them.
Well, you got to know your audience really, 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 really good. So even if you see somebody doing good numbers on another platform, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to transfer to your platform. So you got to know your audience, your demographics, and everything. So, you might this person might charge this much because they do so many views, or they did so many views on this other platform. You might pay them X amount of dollars, and then when you do it, it doesn't pop the same because your audience isn't really tuned into them like that. So,
Yo, Cam, salute. This Big Chuck, that for the Cloud Chaser. Hey, like, so he was just asking you about the different interviews. So you had did an interview with Charleston White and Crip Mac before, and it started like a back and forth. Like, what came behind that? Did y'all ever resolve it?
uh, Charleston White, we never spoke. I mean, after the interview, we never spoke. I mean, it really, it's a long story, man. But I'll make it short, man. We did the interview, and I started to release the clips, and people are talking shit about Charleston in the comments. They're saying, he doesn't do no community work, all this stuff, man. So he has this like list of links, like 5 links of like newspaper articles and articles online that kind of talk about what he's done. And he's on live doing this. I think his YouTube channel's deleted now, but at the time he was on live doing it. So he was just copying this list and trying to put this list of links in the comments to show people, and he can't get it to post on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like he's posting it, and then he's refreshing the video, and it's not there. And he does this a few times, and he thinks that I'm hating on him. He thinks that I'm on the other side of YouTube, deleting the links and deleting it like I'm hating on him, like I don't want people to know this about him. So he starts talking shit about me, and I kind of just laughed it off, man. Because anybody who really knows YouTube knows that YouTube has like spam filters, and if you start posting a bunch of links, they'll just cancel you out, and you won't be able to post it. And like I think I replied on Instagram, and I kind of just laughed about it, like like you really think I'm on the other side of the channel, what I'm saying, like deleting your links. And somebody explained to him like actually what happened. So that was like the first thing. And then uh he did a interview, or he said was gonna sit down with Ayatollah Marv and Melvin Farmer to do a podcast. And Charleston White ended up getting ran out of the podcast. And after that happened, I interviewed Ayatollah Marv and Melvin Farmer about the situation. And I think he took like a couple shots at me, nothing really big. But then a couple months later, Melvin Farmer came back on my show and talked about how Charleston White got tied up and robbed when he was living in LA. And that's when he started going off on me, talking shit about my dad, doing all this extra shit. And so I just kind of just sat back, waited, and maybe a couple months later, I come across this video of Charleston White telling the story about how like he raped some woman because she didn't want to have sex with him. I don't know if he was trolling or not, but I took the video and I put it on my Instagram, and the shit fucking, I don't know, it did a whole bunch of views. Um and from there it was on. You know what I'm saying? He was talking shit about me, going off on me on his YouTube channel. And then I want to say, I don't know, 3 or 4 months later, Ayatollah Marv and Melvin Farmer got a hold of his paperwork from when he was a kid. So I don't know if you know, but when he was a kid, he was convicted of murder. Uh, they went, they stole some clothes from a store. They ran out the store, and the guy chased them, jumped in front of the car. Charleston White passed the gun to his friend, and the dude killed the dude. And Charleston White snitched on the whole case. He showed him where the gun was, got on the stand, everything, and we did the paperwork. And I mean, I think that was probably like the last time. That was probably
Why
a
did
couple years ago.
why
And
would
right now today, he still sends letters into that parole board when dude goes up for parole to keep him in there.
That's what I've
Yeah,
heard.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Melvin Farmer showed me some of the letters.
So piggybacking off of that, Cam, me being a black dude from Brooklyn, I would get a stigma on me if I interview a snitch. So people would
But
be like,
why,
"Yo, you
doggy?
interview
Wait,
snitches."
why?
See, this is because
Doggy, you not no
I'm
motherfucking for one.
right.
Like, bro, why? It's
That see,
something to
that's what.
interview this individual about. Why would you get that?
See, this is my and this is the problem that I had because I did speak about Rowdy sitting down with Adam. If I had sat down with Blockstar, I'm from Brooklyn. Everybody would have been mad at me, right?
Why though?
Because I'm from the cloth, but I ain't in the
But
cloth
hold
no more.
on, hold on.
Yeah, I ain't in the cloth. I
So
I
wait, but you don't think that people want to hear what this dude has to say if he has something to say?
I agree with you. No, I agree.
Now, Doggy Diamonds, Cam Capone, uh, Adam 22, people like this. Bro, that's who the people expected to do the interviews.
Right, right,
You not no fucking gangster fucking
right.
YouTuber.
Yes,
Like, look,
yeah, yeah, exactly.
we don't look at Cam Capone as, all right, well, that's oh, that's Cam Capone. Like, you know what I'm saying? If
Yeah,
anybody should catch any scrutiny, it should be me. And I done already showed y'all I don't give a fuck.
yeah, word, yeah,
It's just real shit. If anybody, me, Compton AD, maybe the dudes that's like, that's where they come from. Doggy, you just know everybody, dealt with everybody, your original New York dude. But can't nobody put you over there. Can't nobody put Cam over there with who they shouldn't be interviewing. I mean, y'all personal preference is y'all personal preference. I don't see why y'all catch any flack. I should even, whoever called your phone with that doggy, you should block them niggas, bro.
See, I
Respect.
want to interview everybody because I know the questions to ask a snitch and everybody. You understand what I'm saying? It's not because see, Wack,
Didn't
this
you
the
interview
thing.
Charleston White though?
Charleston White was signed to me, yes.
So what the fuck are you saying?
But prior to him coming out as a snitch, this is early
Oh,
on.
okay, got you.
I was the first person to interview him, yeah, and then all of that stuff came out about him. But if you watch my interview with Charleston, we didn't kick nobody back in. I was getting into asking Charleston White, who is Charleston White? We
All
know
right.
the
Well,
character.
I'm gonna let you get back to your question with Cam.
So Cam, do you have a no snitch interviews on your platform, and why? If you do or you don't.
I mean, for my channel, man, I don't really try to judge people, because you know, uh, there's different people have different rules. Some people say you can snitch on the dead. Some people say you can't snitch on the dead. Some people say that this is okay. Some people say that this isn't okay.
Cam, listen.
So that's
If
why I don't.
Wack is dead, and my homie sitting there looking at a body of 4 days in jail, either one, and I'm dead. Tell him I did it. Respectfully. That's a fact. Go home. Fuck they gonna do? Dig me up and cuff me?
So a lot of the times I just try not to really judge. I mean, you know what I'm saying? My channel, you're gonna get all perspectives of the streets. So you're gonna get a whole bunch of different personalities and different views and different things you could see. But as far as Charles, I don't even think I even knew anything about that at the time when I did interview Charleston White. I don't think I was thinking about it, or I'm pretty sure we would have talked about it. I don't really remember. It was a few years ago, but if you're asking about that specific situation, I don't think I did, because I don't think we even talked about it, or I asked him about it. But yeah.
Also, I want to ask you something because this is very, very important to me. I'm against it. Leaning towards maybe lightening up paid interviews. This has become a big thing in the culture from our side. A lot of people want to get paid for interviews. When did that start? Because initially Vlad was always paying people and denied it and was acting like he was getting interviews off his merit. I've always got interviews off my merit. I don't believe in paying people because of what you said earlier. Like if I pay somebody and that video is in the yellow, that's not a good ROI. What ROI is a return on investment. When did the paying interview start for you?
Uh, I think the first person I probably paid was Keefy D, and then I really because I came back doing interviews about like the end of 2018, um, and I didn't really pay anybody. Keefy D might have been the first person I paid, and then it was probably maybe another year before I paid somebody. Like getting paid, paid interviews wasn't a big thing when I came back and started doing interviews again. Um,
Is it a problem for
I
you
gave
now?
I
That's
gave
what I'm asking. Is people saying, "Give me this," or "I don't want to do an interview with you"? Is that becoming a problem for your business?
I mean, if you're looking at somebody who consistently does numbers, they're definitely gonna want to get paid, for sure. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You might get an interview here or there. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might genuinely want to fuck with you, or what I'm saying, they like what you do, and what I'm saying, or maybe you get a really good deal on an interview. That happens a lot. What I'm saying? People give me good deals because they fuck with me. But I mean, what I'm saying, if you're looking at like, dude, you're not getting like no Charleston White interview for free. You're not getting any of these dudes like a J Main. I mean, what I'm saying, they're just not doing it, man. Because what I'm saying, you think about it, like really, what's there? You gotta like at this point, they're not really. They're more of like a personality than they are like a rapper. Like I think, free interviews were more for like rappers who were trying to promote something or were trying to promote their career. Now it's like, like if you tune on like CNN and you see a commentator, like they're getting paid. You know what I'm saying? They're not there for free. Now they might have some guest that they might bring on every blue moon and they don't get paid, but anybody who's popular and they're with that network, like they're getting paid. So I think it's I mean, they don't really have like no incentive to do it for free. Like why would someone like J Man, who can produce thousands and thousands of dollars, what I'm saying, do an interview for free? It just doesn't, what I'm saying, like he doesn't have a career, a rap career he's really promoting.
So we seen the situation with Marlon Wayans and Vlad. Has anybody priced themselves out with you as far as wanting to get paid?
Or what do you mean by
Like
price
they might
themselves
have
out?
asked for too much money and you like, nah, I ain't giving you that shit. Like I want to interview you, but you ain't worth this. Like so Vlad, Marlon asked Vlad for a certain amount of money. Vlad said he wasn't worth it. And then he goes on Club Shay Shay and do like 3 million views in one day. So that means he would have been worth it to Vlad if Vlad had just paid him his rate. So pricing yourself out sometimes is asking for too much money, and the person, you just be like, no, I ain't paying you. Has anybody asked you for too much money and you thought they wasn't worth it?
Uh, well, okay, so that's kind of a tricky question because I mean, uh, the person might be worth it. they just might not be worth it on my
Put
channel.
him on blast. Who?
You know
Who?
what I'm
Put
saying?
him on
So
blast. Come on, Ken.
no, I
Come
don't want
on,
to put
Ken.
nobody
This
on
is
blast,
100
bro.
side. You gotta do something. Give
No,
him
no, no,
something.
no, no, no.
This going
Because
on
I still
YouTube.
work with these people. I still work with some people, and I don't want to close the door on working with them in the future. So yeah, there's definitely times where I've turned down interviews because the price wasn't right. Um, yeah, not like no $40,000 though. I've never had anybody ask me for $40,000. You
Hey
know,
Cam, I got a question for you. Like, I know they asked you, did you regret any interviews? Like with the interview with Keith D, did you get any backlash, and did law enforcement reach out to you like after the fact, like to use some of your interviews in the
I
court
can't
case?
hear. You're kind of breaking up. It's kind of breaking up,
Yeah, can you hear
sir.
me now?
Yeah,
Yeah, so I say like they said, did you regret doing any interviews? But like, did you get any backlash with the Keefe D interview, and did law enforcement reach out to you for like some of your interview footage or anything like that?
I didn't really get no backlash. Yeah, they reached out to me, man. A few years ago, I had a hard drive breakdown, and the Keefe D interview was on there. So you know what I'm
Good
saying?
one.
Like,
That's a good one.
That was a great question, Chuck.
Yo, Cam, this King Guap, man, off the 100 side, man. I got a question for you. Have you ever had any interviews that you did that you didn't put out?
yeah, yeah, I have probably a couple. I mean, nothing big though. I mean, I interviewed some dude out in Chicago when I went out to Chicago to do interviews, but I didn't put it out. I just didn't put it out because I just didn't think anybody would care to see the interview. You know,
Did that come from him being like unauthentic, or was it something that
Disrespectful.
you saw in that interview where you were like,
there was just like we just didn't like he did just didn't have anything really good to talk about. Like he had like some little like R. Kelly story that was pretty boring, and that was like everything else was like we talked about his life or whatever, and it was pretty boring. It was just I was just like I didn't even want to take the time to edit it and put it out. Like nobody knew who this guy was. I did it for a friend. I did it as a favor.
So going off what they saying, have you ever, because I've had this happen to me, have you done an interview and the person call you and say, please don't put that footage out. I realize, yo, I shouldn't have said that. Could you edit this, that, and the third? Because I got one with sticky fingers that I can't never release. It would just fuck the whole industry up.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. It's happened a few times. I mean, usually, I think the only one time I had it happen, where they, where I was called to not put the whole interview out was once time with Orlando Brown. But other than that, like, it's usually just like, oh, can you cut these parts out of it? I shouldn't have said this. I shouldn't have said that, and I just cut it out.
so
No
How
big.
do you
speaking,
feel about that? Because I don't really don't like it, nigga. If you said it once, say it twice. That's how I feel. So I be obliging the people sometimes, but don't be no bitch after you said something. Don't be drunk when you say it and then realize you shouldn't have said that or you might get punched in your mouth. How you feel
That's
about
why I never say anything controversial. I keep all my shit clean for that
cut
reason.
it out? Cut it out.
Yeah,
Hey Cam, why did J Man threaten to walk out your interview? Because he was like, I guess wearing wires. He said.
I think he was just joking. Like I told when we got to talking, I had during the interview I told him, no, you're wearing a wire right now. Meaning the mic. You
You ain't
know,
shit. Yo, Cam.
that was
Yo, you
great.
knew you was gonna offend me with.
You said you've worn
Oh
a wire
shit,
before. He
y'all.
was like, no, I
Oh
haven't.
shit.
Like,
Yo, Cam, was you just being an asshole? Was you just having a dizzy moment?
no,
You
I was just joking around, man. J Man as a comedian,
yeah. Oh shit.
and
Damn.
so yeah, he threatened to walk out. It was just yeah. I don't think it was serious.
All right, so speaking of walking out, did Crip Mac walk out on you?
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
tell
Crip
us
Mac walked
why?
out on me,
What
man.
happened there?
I think it initially started with me interviewing Charleston White. He was pretty mad at me when I interviewed Charleston White. He blocked me from everything, and maybe like a week later or something, he hit me back up. We talked. I thought we were cool. And then I don't know, maybe a week or two later, we went to do an interview, and I could just kind of tell the vibe was really off, man. And I mean, he complained about some of the questions that I asked him, but I didn't think they were like anything not normal. I mean, I think uh, Dave Chappelle, I think he was getting some backlash for some gay jokes or something. So I asked him about that, and at the end, I mean, it's on the internet, so you can actually see, because I initially I didn't put it out of him walking out, but when I think he went on No Jumper, and it did a whole bunch of views, so I just said, fuck it here, what I'm saying? I put the shit out, of him walking out, and I'm really just asking him like some basic questions, and he just, gets mad and leaves. So yeah. Yeah, I don't. I mean, we never really. I don't think we ever really, talked about it in detail. But he blamed it on the questions I was asking him, and maybe he didn't like some of the questions. I mean, I don't know. But I know a few weeks before that he was really mad at me over interviewing Charleston White.
Hey Cam, so far, what you think one of your worst interviews are, or an interview that you may not really think was all that?
Like performance wise on my side, or you mean that
Just
just didn't come
that just
out
didn't come out the
as
way you
good?
wanted.
Uh, Man, that happens from time to time, man. Sometimes your vision of how good the
You
interview
can't
could
give
be.
us one.
Man, let me shit, man. Off the top of my head, what was the inter? Well, I mean, I've just so many
All
interviews.
right, well, that one's a little tough for you. So what's been your favorite interview so far? What's been the one that you is most memorable for you? Is like, damn, that was a good one. I know you get tons of views, but for you, what has been your best, most favorite interview? You like, yeah, I did that.
I mean, I think maybe one of my favorite for sure is I interviewed Big Nas, Eminem's former bodyguard, and I did this like in 2019. And he had just like a bunch of wild stories of Eminem in it, like early career, like just wild things that happened, like tour fights and uh, death row approaching them on the airplane and following them out to Hawaii, and like all this stuff, man, all these wild, crazy stories with Eminem early in his career, man. And that happened in 2019. So that's kind of why, it's because it's early and me coming back and really like, doing real interviews versus before. I used to just like catch dudes after they performed or something and just do quick interviews with them. But you know what I'm saying? This was like early in my career, and when I came back and did that. So yeah, that's probably man, that interview I did with Orlando Brown in January was pretty dope, man. I did Little Reese's very first a real interview, his real sit down interview, get to know Reese interview, man. So uh Crip Mac, I was early in on Crip Mac, right after No Jumper. Interviewed him. I interviewed Crip Mac not too long after. Went viral, was crazy. Um, so those are probably some of them. Yeah.
Hey,
Hey
Hey
hey,
Cam,
Cam,
I
I
got a
Cam.
got a
question for
question.
you, Cam.
Oh, go ahead, Ghost.
Hey Cam, this Ghost. I got a question for you. It's a two-part
Hey,
question though. DJU went on No Jumper, right? And he said you struck his channel about some type of content, right? So this is a two-part question, right?
okay.
Um, if you did strike his channel, do you let people react to your content on other channels? And if you do, how do you choose? How do you pick through the ones that you're gonna strike?
So the DJU situation, bro. I interviewed Little Reese, and DJU had said in an interview that Little Reese stole his bike when they were kids. So I asked Little Reese, about this, and Little Reese was like, "Yeah, I probably did it. You know what I'm saying? I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I probably did steal his bike." And so DJU, I'm getting ready to put this clip out, right? Like I got it as a short because it's really just like a 1 minute little quick story. We talk about it. There's not a lot to talk about. I'm getting ready to put this out, I look, and DJU takes my clip, clips my logo out of it, puts his logo on it, makes it look like his video, and uploads it to his channel. And so I didn't even strike him at first. I messaged him, asked him to take it down. Uh, he gave me the impression he was going to take it down. He didn't say he was going to take it down. I got the impression. A couple hours later, it's still there. I messaged him again. Well, this time he starts sending me like Instagram posts saying, well, other people have it up and other people have it posted. And I'm like, yeah, but I need you to take it down, bro. I'm getting ready to post this on my channel. And maybe in a few weeks or whatever, when the story's over, you can re-upload it if you want. I don't give a fuck. And he just fucking ignored me. So I waited a couple more hours. I messaged him again. This time, I'm you know what I'm saying, like I'm a little bit more aggressive. Like, yo, take my shit down, bro. Like you're stealing my content. Take my shit down. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I think he responded or something. Basically, he wasn't gonna take it down. So I mean, at that point, I really had no choice, bro. If you're not gonna respect what I ask you to to do with my content, well then, and you're not gonna take it down, then I really got no other choice, bro. Because I'm not about to fly around the world, you know what I'm saying, looking for anybody who fucking steals a piece of content from me. So I mean, I gave him plenty of chances to not get a strike. You know what I'm saying? I approached him like a man. I approached him respectfully. The first time I messaged him, it was very respectful. You know what I'm saying? It was so I don't have I shit. I mean, I don't know why he refused to take it down or thought that he had the right to just take it and what I'm saying, not it's just I don't know, bro. But yeah, that's what happened.
Got you. So you don't mind people like reposting your content or reacting to your content, as long as they do it respectable and don't cross certain boundaries.
Yeah, I mean, if people want to react to it, that's cool. I don't have a problem with reactions. There's a few channels out there that I allow to do shorts. Most of the time, I just ask them to put my channel in the headline, like what I'm saying, Cam Capone News in the headline, and we're usually pretty good. I'm usually good with it, you know. Yeah.
Have you and DJ, you been able to speak since then? Have y'all like kind of got on common ground since that situation?
Nope. Never talked to him since. I ain't got no issue with him either, man. You know what I'm saying? I think he does good work.
Nice. A-Rod. A-Rod, you in the building? A-Rod had a question for you.
Hey, hey, Cam, this is Aaron. A
Hey.
quick question along the way, because you're fairly successful now on your podcasting venture. Along the way, though, there had to be that one interview that kind of gave you the explosion, the propulsion you needed to get to the next level with the podcast stuff. What would you say that podcast was? Who was it?
Man, interviews that really did a lot for me, man. Let me see. Well, Orlando Brown really did a lot, man. Crib Mac did a lot. Little Reese, them Little Reese interviews were crazy. They did a lot. The Big Nas interview really did a lot. Those are probably the main ones. A lot of Chicago stuff. You know what I'm saying, like J Hood did really good. Butter. I mean, Butter, man, when Butter first started doing interviews, that shit was crazy. Um, so yeah, those are probably some names for sure.
Hey Cam, this is Ebony again. Had a quick question. Why don't you show your face in your interviews? I know other podcasters and they don't do it as well, but why don't you?
I mean, I don't have to. I could go in public and I don't have to worry about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the only people that really are gonna really be paying attention to me are people who've maybe met me in person. So I mean, it's doing good like this. If it's not
It
broke,
ain't broke,
why
don't
fix it?
fix it. Yeah.
Hey,
You know.
Hey,
Can I ask?
Cam, that
Okay.
goes to a question I got for you. So with the Orlando Brown interview, what made you show your face on that interview?
I didn't show my face on the Orlando Brown interview. Did
When
I?
he interviewed
I think
you.
at the end of one of the interviews, he like Did he grab the camera or something and put the camera on me or something like that? Maybe. But I never showed my face on an Orlando interview. Not consistently.
Now, speaking of Orlando Brown, I know that you guys, he did an interview. You came on his to do an interview with him, and then I heard
Oh,
something.
oh, okay. My bad. I'm sorry. Oh,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
talking about the
yeah.
interview I did with Orlando?
So, well, I wanted to know. I know that you guys were supposed to do something together on your channel. What happened with that? Like, are y'all still cool or?
Yeah. Me and Orlando, we talked maybe like a week and a half ago, some about a week and a half ago or something. Man, we cool. We had a little falling out, man. We did a podcast deal. He was supposed to have his own podcast on my channel. He needed a little bit of money to get a place. I gave him a little bit of money, and 2 weeks into it, he wanted more money. And we'd only did like one piece of content. I don't even think the content really even did that good. And he just flat out refused to work without getting any paid. And I'm like trying to explain to him like this isn't really like a situation where you're getting paid ahead of time. I really just gave you that money to help you out. You owe me that money back when we start getting money for the podcast. Like it's all in the contract, so it's not. What I'm saying? There ain't no funny. What I'm saying? Like he knows everything, bro. And what I'm saying? He couldn't get the concept of having to wait for his money until YouTube paid, and he refused to do any more shows or to do any more work unless he got paid. And we just drew the line, like we're not gonna pay you, bro, till YouTube pays. And that was it. Yeah, I mean, we talked maybe like a week and a half ago for the first time, man. It was all good. We'll probably work again in the future for sure.
That's what I was gonna ask. So you guys got it together. Will we see him soon, or are you saying in the future, like in a minute, we gonna wait a second?
I'd probably say probably pretty soon, probably the next month or two at the most. Yeah, it won't be too long.
Why did it take you so long to interview Wack?
I don't know.
Tell him the truth.
I mean,
Yo,
look,
you
Wax is
controversial. You never know what you gonna say.
Wax pretty wild, right?
Is he
But
wild or do we just keep it too real?
both, man, both. Uh, you never really know what Wax gonna say. But I mean, honestly, man, I be so busy. Like I get so many opportunities to do interviews that I don't always get a chance to reach out to everybody I want to reach out to or to interview everybody I want to interview to. So yes, that Wack being wild and speaking his truth, it is a part of it. But also I just stay so busy. You
I
know,
got a follow up question for that. How do you feel about the Whack 100 interview? I see y'all got 146K views within 2 weeks. So how
Interviewed
do you
his
feel about that
ass.
interview?
I feel good about it, man. It did really good numbers, man. It was a dope
Yeah, I
interview.
fuck with Cam.
Uh, the chemistry of the interview was good.
Cam, keep it
Yeah,
real, Cam.
I fuck with it.
Motherfuckers had you thinking I was a straight asshole. Huh? Keep it real.
No, I ain't listen to nobody. Like or what people say about you online. No, 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 no. I don't really do that.
Yeah, I mean, people be like, they be like, yo, Wack, man, they had us thinking, and they say your people. I said, man, my people with me is laid back. They cool. We don't be tripping that bad. I said, after them people, I ain't never talked to them people in my fucking life. They had Doggy Diamond ass going too. Look, they had Doggy going so much, they sent him to Clubhouse to attack me and got attacked. Y'all remember that shit?
Hell yeah.
You remember that shit?
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That nigga called me 2 weeks later. He said, man, I should have did that. I ain't even got nothing against you, man. Um, Cam, what is this shit people be telling me to ask you about? Pusha T cousin. What's going on? What is that about?
Oh, fucking whack. You wanna know about Pusha T's
I don't know. They
cousin?
always say, "Yo, ask him about Pusha T." 'Cause I know Pusha T. Now that's
Hey,
my guy.
Oh
hey,
man.
Cam Capone, tell
Luce.
him the story. Just loose cannon.
Okay, so uh,
This
so
ain't the
some
dude,
I don't
Luke.
know if
This
it's
ain't the
it's
fucking situation, is it? That dude that
Yeah.
called me. Oh yeah.
uh,
Well, Cam, you know I sent all that to Pusha T.
oh no shit.
I sent the whole dude called me. You talking about the dude who trying
His
to sell some
cousin.
Yeah.
shit?
So yeah, his cousin is saying that he knows that Pusha T is gay, and well, I mean, I don't know if that's what he's saying, but
Something
that's what
about
the
his wife and all
so
this other shit, right?
right. So he's got so he says he has dirt on Pusha T, and that he wants to sell it for $100,000. He's trying to get a hold of Drake
He
because
told
I
me
there's
50.
rumors. What happened?
He told me 50.
No, he told me and Cam a honey, right, Cam?
I think
Crazy.
so. But so he has this dirt on Pusha T. Now, I did an interview with Big Homie CC, and I guess Big Homie CC got the word of it too. So, uh, that was the headline that we did. That put Pusha T's family has 100K for dirt on Pusha T. They want to get a hold of Drake because they know Drake doesn't like Pusha T. So then I get a message from somebody. I don't want to say who, but this person said that they grew up with Pusha T and that Pusha T is gay, and that he's been gay, and then he gave me names of people he knew he was gay with, and this person is actually in the music business. So I don't know, man. I'm not saying anything about Pusha. I'm just
Hey,
saying this is
All I
what
know is when the
happened.
dude called me, I called Pusha T immediately. Like, so he know what's up, Cam. I called him, talked to him,
hey,
told him,
hey,
yeah.
Cam, to let the world what we told his cousin when he was trying to do that shit.
Man, what would you call him, like a scumbag and everything?
Yeah, then I
Yeah,
call him a scumbag and the worst person in the world trying to extort his cousin.
yeah,
He
yeah.
was sending us pictures of Pusha T kids and everything.
Matter of fact, Lou, shit, I just thought about it. We got content that's going up. That's a fact. I got it.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah, I got it. I sent it to Pusha too. He got it. Yeah, I didn't appreciate that shit. He told me he ain't doing enough. He ain't did enough for me. So I'm gonna expose him. I'm like, God damn, boy, with a family like this, you don't need no enemies. That's a fact. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, yeah. It's. I mean, shit, man. You hear a lot of stories about people, man. Yeah, especially behind the scenes. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not saying it's true. Just that's just what they're
That's
saying.
the crazy part about the internet. A motherfucker could just say it and that's it. It's law. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. It take a lot of cleaning
Yeah,
up to
yeah.
do.
Your ass is guilty until proven innocent in this motherfucking shit here.
That's a fact.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I just seen about 3 fake fights. All they need is a bald head dude, stocky bald head dude, and that's
Hell
it.
yeah, I
These
seen
niggas
that
is
shit.
crazy. I'm like, God damn.
I seen
These
that shit.
motherfuckers.
Mm.
That shit was
Wax, so you
crazy.
sent it to Pusher. What Pusher say?
I sent it to him. I ain't hear nothing back from him. I sent it to him and let him hear it, and I ain't hear nothing back from him. So
Oh
I
shit.
don't know what
Know
that
what that
could or
mean?
could mean.
We know what that mean.
So Cam
No.
Capone, you still here with us? You still here? He on mute. Cam,
I can't.
you you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, so Cam, what interview or would you like to do? Who's someone that you would like to interview the most that you haven't been able to quite tap in with?
Hold on, AB. He tapped out. Let's see if he popped back in.
Salute to the
There you
team.
go.
Y'all already know what's up.
There you go,
It's
AB.
Cam Capone. He hits the 100 side with Wack 100. Cam, you
Shit.
back in the
Yes,
building?
I'm back. Okay, can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay, cool. All right.
All right, so Cam, my question was, who is someone you would like to interview the most? Someone you haven't been able to quite tap in with, or someone who hasn't been quite willing to come interview? Is there someone?
I mean, you talking like alive or just anybody? Period. Ever?
Shoot,
Like I
let's go.
probably like.
Let's go.
I
Period.
mean,
Ever
I'm not.
alive.
I mean, probably Tupac would be. You know, what I'm saying like, dead or alive would be Tupac for sure.
All right, so someone alive then. Who you looking forward to being able to get in contact with to interview?
I mean, any of the West Coast legends, man, like Snoop or Dre, Ice Cube. You know, any of those. Any of them would be dope for sure. Yeah. Um. Yeah.
You said West Coast legends. Would you interview like E40, Too Short, somebody like that as well?
Yeah. I would interview them. But I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm just, Snoop and Dre. That would probably just be, I'm saying more because I listened to them more growing up. So Ice Cube, yeah, those would be just bigger for me. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to take away from E40 or anything, but yeah, those guys would be, much
No,
more on
I
my
just
list.
asked that because shit, the West Coast got a lot of fucking legends.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I have a question. The guys that you started rapping with, Troublesome and Big Junebug, are you still friends with them today?
Yeah, yeah, man. I still talk to them. I don't think either one of them really raps too much anymore. But yeah, we're friends. I've known those guys since we were kids. I think Troublesome I known since I was like 8 years old. Uh, Junebug. I think I met him in high school. So yeah, I've known those guys 20, 30 years for sure. Yeah.
Yo, can you give your top five podcasters right now?
Top five podcasters, man. I mean,
Or
what?
interviewers? I should have said interviewers.
Vlad, probably Vlad. Uh, No Jumper, Say Cheese, Academics, Drink Champs would probably be the top five podcasts right now.
In that order, or are you just throwing them out there?
I'm just throwing them out there. I don't know. The order, I don't know what order, man. Yeah, I'm not sure the order.
You feel like you get your recognition that you deserve it in the media game, like as far as when people be ranking, they rank certain podcasters and interviewers. You think that you get your recognition?
Man, I mean, I think I get the recognition from the fans and the people that are around or involved in it, man. I mean, yeah, they did the list. I wasn't on there, which I don't
Yeah,
really.
that's what I was referring to, that list. Yeah.
Um, I didn't even really look at the list too much to even try to have an opinion on if I deserve to be on there or not.
Oh, you definitely deserve to
My
be
stuff
on
is
there.
much more underground. Like we do like a lot of drill and a lot of underground uh type of content that's not really mainstream people. So if I was interviewing bigger names, maybe they would take me
And you
more
better beat your
serious.
chest,
But
Cam.
is this all? Either way, man, I'm just happy to be doing this. I don't really that stuff doesn't really mean too much to me, to be honest.
So how did you even get into podcasting? Like what drove you here? What made you say, you know what, let me try this route?
So back in around I want to say 2009, 2010. Uh, like if you remember, like the West Coast was kind of divided. You had like the newer guys, you had the older guys. I'm not saying that the rappers were necessarily divided, but the promotions for the rappers was divided. You had like Dub CNN, and they didn't really work with too many of the new and up and coming West Coast artists. You had like sickness.net who only covered the Bay. You had khalifarap.net who only covered Chicano rap. So I kind of just wanted to be a place where like the West Coast, everybody could just come. You know what I'm saying, and do interviews and you know kind of get seen by each other's fans. this was my initial motivation for it, because nobody was really doing that at the time. Nobody was on the West Coast was really doing interviews like that, except I don't think anybody was at the time, man. You had like This Is 50, and they mostly only supported East Coast artists. You know what I'm saying? Like you go on This Is 50, it was mostly East Coast artists. You went on um World Star, you mostly only seen like down south artists. So like I just kind of wanted to be that place for the West Coast. So that was my initial motivation for it. Yep.
Yo, Cam, I got a question for you. So back when you was rapping, I think you had a music video that led to a raid. Is that true?
Yep.
How did
Yep.
that play out?
I had a music video uh, with a bunch of with a bunch of guns in it, and shit, yeah. They went looking for me. It was kind of crazy, man. I was on the front page of the newspaper. I get a call from my homeboy one day. He's like, "Yo, man, I think the cops are tripping over your video," and I'm like, "Really?" And at this point, they just gave me like a little section in the middle of the newspaper. You know what I'm saying? Real mad, or the police are mad, or some shit like that. I'm like, damn, no shit. I'm like buying all these newspapers and shit, and then like, I want to say like a day or two later or something, the newspaper reached out to me, uh, and told me they were doing another story on it. And that shit, the next day, I was on the front page of the damn newspaper, man. And the cops started going crazy. Like they started going to all the places that I had in the video, asking everybody about me, who I was, and where I lived, and anytime they'd raid any of like my homies' houses, and or anybody's house that their kids might have had my poster on their wall. So they're like, you know what I'm saying, and them like, who is this? You know who this is, man? Like, who is this guy? What's his name? And they're kind of going crazy about it, man. I'm walking into uh the pizza place. The lady's like, yo, the cops were just here looking for you like a couple weeks ago. And I don't know, about 6 months later I got my house raided. you know
So, with that, how did you feel when they were trying to take your video down from YouTube and YouTube was like, well, did you feel any victory in that? Did you feel like, okay, maybe I'm on to something? How did you feel about that?
Shit, man. I was like, I was happy. Shit, I was like, damn, man. These guys are that mad about my video. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, shit, this shit getting me all types of promotion. Shit, I'm in the newspaper. Everybody's talking about it. Uh, so yeah,
About
I
what
was
year
okay
was
with it.
that?
I want to say like 2008. Yep. I think 2008. Yep.
All cloud is good cloud.
Yeah. 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 It was
Things
definitely
like
an
that.
experience for sure.
Wait, things like that happening, did that make it easier for you to say, "Hey, I don't just want to do podcasting now because of these things that are happening"?
Nah, nah. That was 2008. No. It didn't really didn't slow me down at all. I think just a month later or something, I shot another video with guns in it. It's not against, like, the thing is, like, it's not against the law to have guns in your video. Like that's like the big, like I don't know how cops get away with, like I didn't have money at the time, but if I had money, like I would have looked into how they got a warrant for my house, because I was at that point in my time at that point in time, like, I wasn't doing anything illegal. You know what I'm saying? And they couldn't even really prove they were real guns. So it was like, how'd you get a warrant for my house? Like, you can't just raid somebody's house because they have a gun in their video, unless you can prove it's a real gun and that person is not allowed to own a gun. Like, the whole shit is just bullshit. They're you know what I'm saying? Like, they're literally breaking your constitutional rights by just raiding your house over a gun. Like, you just can't do it, man. So I don't even remember what the question was. What was the question again?
He
That
just
is
asked
that.
what year it was. Now, when they raided your house, though, what did they find? Did they find anything? Was there any reason? Did you get arrested that day?
So uh they found guns, but the guns weren't mine. They weren't in my possession, and they were legal. So there was nothing. They brought me down to look. The only reason they weren't really supposed to bring me down to the police station, because They didn't have nothing illegal on me except like an old Vicodin prescription. And if your prescription is expired, you can be charged for it. So that was the only reason why they were able to even bring me down to the police station. You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing was just really just show. Like, although none of those guns were in the music video. If you look like they're not, none of them are the same. So yeah, it was really just show. So yeah, I was I mean, I got out of jail. I was out of jail by that night, and shit, man, I was turning on the news, seeing myself. Yeah,
That's wild. I didn't even know you can get charged for an old ass prescription bottle.
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, it's the top of the hour. What's up, the pitster?
Oh shit, y'all. Welcome to the 100 NT show. If y'all new to the room, thank y'all for coming through. We appreciate y'all for tuning in right now. We live right here on the 100 NT show. Cam Capone hits the 100 side with Wack 100. Hey, we appreciate all y'all for tuning in right now. Follow these simple instructions. If y'all got those pink tickets on your profile, we need y'all to get them off. So we need y'all to scroll up top. Make sure y'all join the house, join the club, follow the moderators on stage, ping up, share the room, raise your hand, change the PTR, and we will free y'all out the goo. Man, y'all see what's going on? We live right here on 100 NT show. Cam Capone hits the 100 side with Wack 100, and we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Oh shit, y'all.
Hey Cam, I want to ask you a question about that. Another question about the Keefe D situation to get
Yo,
a
you
little
gotta
clarity.
make your mic a little louder, bro.
Can you hear me? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, it got a little loud.
Yeah, we can hear you better.
Hey Cam, I want to ask you a question about the Keefe D situation. I wanted to get a little clarity about. You said that they reached out to you and they was trying to confiscate like a hard drive. Did they confiscate the hard drive or did you give it to them?
No, they wanted the original video of the interview. So I guess, if you have a vid, you know what I'm saying, like if you interview somebody and you start to chop it up, it 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 makes it harder for them to use it as evidence. So when they reached out, I told them a couple years ago I had a hard drive break down. So I lost the interview. I don't have my Keefe D interview at all no more. So I didn't have it to give to them.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna do a rapid fire with you, Cam Capone. You down?
Yep, let's get
It's
it.
a few questions. You have 3 seconds to answer, and we're gonna keep this thing going. Okay? You ready?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Apples or mangoes?
Apples.
Biggie or Tupac?
Tupac.
Vlad or academics?
Vlad.
What's your favorite day of the week?
Shit. Friday.
Texting or talking?
Texan.
What's the
Depends,
nickname your
depends on
parents
who.
called you?
What's a nickname they called me?
Yep.
I don't know. My parents never called me a nickname.
All
Just
right.
Steven.
Kendrick or Drake?
Drake.
Taylor Swift or Beyonce?
Oh, Beyonce.
Raiders or Niners?
Raiders.
Well, that was a
Raiders.
good choice.
Let's go. All right, those were all my rapid fire questions. You completed them pretty quickly. Y'all, let's keep going with the questions. I hope y'all got some. Let's keep this thing rocking and rolling, y'all. We on the 100 side with Wack 100. Cam Capone hits the 100 side. What's up, y'all?
What up? What up?
So
What's
I see
up?
you have a clothing line called G Wear. Is that something that you still do?
No, no, I haven't did that in over 10 years. I was doing that when I was a rapper. When I would go do shows, I would just I had clothes. I used to sell a lot of clothes. I made a lot of money selling clothes. But I did a lot of shows like New Mexico, Texas, Arizona. Um, yeah, and they'd eat it up. They'd eat the clothes up for sure. But yeah, I haven't did that in like over 10 years.
Do you have any current business ventures you're tapping into outside of the podcast and stuff? Like
You seem to have touched a lot of things. You got anything coming up you want to talk about?
I'll probably start doing some real estate here soon. I'm looking at some apartments, some houses. Yeah, for sure.
Good
You know.
afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Cam Capone. I have a question for you regarding the future of news, if you don't mind me asking you.
Okay, for sure.
Okay, so how do you see the role of an independent news outlets evolving in the era dominated by social media and algorithmic driven content? Because I know that's the area that you're in.
Man, that's a tough question, man. It's kind of hard to say, man. It's it's really gonna depend on music. What happens with music. I mean, I definitely I don't see hip hop producing as many stars as they used to. It seemed like hip hop was like producing a lot of stars every year, and I just haven't really seen that lately. So it's really gonna depend on music. What happens with the music. Um, but I don't. It's definitely more news based than music based. I think than I think it's definitely shifting away from being music based to more uh yeah, more like entertainment or more we have more news based for sure. Yep. So probably keep more in the direction that it's going, just different topics. I mean, I don't really know if there's any more further news type of podcasting or commentary type of podcasting. I don't know if there's really any place further you can really take it, but I mean, you never really know. There's always somebody to come along and change the game.
So, do you believe, and thank you for that response, do you believe that social media has changed the way you approach content and the way that you interact with your audience because of this?
Well, I mean, I didn't do this before the internet. I never did this, uh, off of the internet or I'm saying through a magazine or anything. So I really kind of can't compare, but I mean, I would think that social media. Yeah, I mean, you know, uh, because in social media, yeah, you're pretty much you got to give the fans what they want, or they don't fuck with it. It's not like before where you could like sell a magazine or what I'm saying, a TV show that was like, oh, this is a hip hop TV show, and this is like one of the only ones on TV, and if you love hip hop, this is just what you watch. It's not really like that anymore. Now it's like there's 1,000 different places to go, so you definitely got to be competitive with the guys who are doing good. Yeah, for sure.
Now, I know you said you were getting away from music at the start of our interview, so I appreciate the questions. But since we here, who do you like that's new and upcoming? Is it somebody you listening to right now?
I mean, honestly, man, I think like some of the artists who I really liked ended up getting killed. Like Pop Smoke, Vaughn, Duck, Mo3, who I interviewed. Fulio. A lot of the new talent in hip hop. Unfortunately, some of the best artists got killed. I mean, I'm saying I like Young Boy, Dirk. Like they're dope too. But yeah, I was really liking Pop Smoke for sure. Yeah.
Hey
Okay,
Cam,
Cam. Okay,
would
hold on,
you get
Cam. What about the women? Because you
Uh,
just
I,
mentioned
I,
the
I,
men. So tell me the women that you like. This is Bridget. Thank you.
Ice Spice is dope. She's got
What about
some crazy
Lotto? You don't
songs.
like Lotto?
Lotto's cool. Yeah, yeah. I don't listen to her too much, but I mean, from what I listen to, she's got good music. I just haven't, I haven't really had a chance to, listen to everybody who what I'm saying, would like to listen to, what I'm saying, to really get into their music. But from what I've heard, I like her for sure.
you listen to Sexy
I was just
Red?
about to say that, King. You like Sexy Red?
I not too much. No, no, I haven't got into Sexy Red
What
either.
about Nicki Minaj?
Oh, Nicki's dope.
What
Period.
about Lil Kim?
Yeah,
What about Lil Kim? Old school.
yeah, she's the OG.
Oh,
Yeah, for sure, man.
period.
She's every, she's the OG, man. She definitely paved the way for everybody, making the Sexy Reds and the Nicki Minaj. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, she's dope. Yeah.
Cam,
Hey
can I ask you a
Cam,
question?
Yep.
go ahead, Naughty. I can go after you.
Okay. Hi, Cam. This is Nadi. I know you are news as well. Is there any news anchor that you looked up to or you are inspired to be like that actually does journalism and actual good news?
What do you mean, like a CNN type
Yes.
of guy
Uh huh.
or like a 60 Minutes? Nah, nah. I really just I really just study mostly Vlad and Say Cheese are the two guys that I looked at the most for for how to do things or to study to kind of to learn from. But I never you know what there was a couple things now that I think about it, man. There was a couple things that I took from news. Uh yeah. So a little bit, but not no news anchors. Not really no news anchors. More like what I'm saying, like things that the news would do, like little things they would do to get your attention. Little formats they would have. Like I used to. I don't really do this anymore, but I would do this. You know what I'm saying? Like if you watch, like sometimes when you watch the news and they got somebody on, like they'll ask them a question, and then they'll have like a long awkward silence, and then it like kind of gets your attention, and then you start watching. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to do that a little bit. So like little things like that, but yeah, I didn't really study any news anchors.
Hey
Okay. Thank
Cam,
you.
this is King Guap again, man. I got a question for you. Would you interview Pop Smoke's killer or Nipsey Hussle killer?
Man, so I was offered the Pop Smoke's Killer interview, and I turned it down. Uh, and I know people are kind of like saying, "Well, you interviewed Keefe D, and he was involved in Tupac's murder, man." But that was like 20 something years ago. The emotions aren't quite the same as they were. I don't know, man. Something just felt a little different about the Pop Smoke's killer interview, man. Maybe because it just happened just a few years ago. It's still fresh. Um, so I mean, every situation is different, So it's kind of really hard to you know what I'm saying. If you're asking me like right now, would I interview Eric Holder? I don't know, but maybe in 15 years from now,
But
the
why
answer
not
might be
though? Look,
different.
what I'm saying, why not? Like, it's a fucking interview. It ain't saying like everybody know what you do. So it's like, I don't know. I guess because I come from the epitome of this street shit and this gangbang shit, and I'm gonna tell you why I hate the streets. You know why I hate the streets, Cam?
Hold
Because of
up.
the fucking selective politicking. So every chance I get to put it in their face, I mush it in their fucking face. Fuck you niggas, cause all you niggas 1 minute is this way, but then when it's this is that way. So I'm gonna do what the fuck I wanna do when I wanna do it. And Eric Holder, if he was to call in and do an exclusive interview, I think you being a Nipsey fan, a dude that followed Nipsey on his rise, you be the best motherfucker for it. Because it really ain't just about that day. It's about, yo, Eric Holder, who the fuck are you? Who are you? Like, where you come from, bro? Like, what was your struggles, right?
Mm.
And then ultimately, you end up getting to what your psyche was that day. What. Now he convicted, no matter. What came of it, right? But yo, we'll interview the motherfucker that killed Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, I hear you. You know,
Cause people wanna know. I think you doing the fans an injustice not getting in doing the interview. People wanna know. Now watch this. Let me flip it. How would you feel if you looked up and a pro Eric Holder podcast guy is interviewing. You will be sitting there saying, motherfucker, why you ain't asking this? What? You let them say that and you ain't gonna say this? Am I right or wrong?
Oh no, you're 1,000% right, bro.
So
That's a
this
fact.
is what I'm saying. That this is why me interviewing 6ix9ine was so important. Everybody else was just fans. Nobody was getting in front of him telling him what he wasn't. You ain't that. You put some work in, you get jumped on. So what made you think that you was getting used? You was never that. You do understand that. Just because you was having some shit done because some niggas was dick riding you or you was taking care of them, don't mean you're that. You're not me, nigga. I'm not giving you me. I know what I went through to become this shit that ultimately added up to being nothing, right? So I think you would be one of the better people for it.
Yeah,
I
man, that
think
would
the most neutral guy would be Adam. You and Vlad, y'all got a relationship and a little favoritism towards Nip, right? I'm a neutral guy. Actually, the best spot for him to be is the Adam and Wack show, cause we neutral to it. We you know we it's respect on Nip's side, but we gonna be open to the conversation. You would probably be the guy that the Nip fans will want to hear, cause you ain't gonna let some nothing slide at all.
yeah, I would definitely you would definitely get the tough questions if we didn't interview. I'd want to do it in person, bro. Like I'd want to go to the prison and sit down and actually do it in person would be like the best, really. But yeah.
For sure. So I'm going to ask you more questions about current events. Have you been keeping up with the YSL trial? And what's your thoughts on about how it's
Uh,
going?
a little bit. I mean, it just seems like a clown show, really. Like I don't, I don't know how they're gonna actually convict Young Thug with all the judge problems and the lawyer having to go to jail and all this crazy stuff, man. I just, it just seems like a clown show, man. I don't. Yeah, I mean, I follow it here and there, man, but I'm not on top of it like every day. I just see some of the headlines and some of the clips for the headlines.
All right. Well, what you think about the Diddy accusations?
Man, I think that uh I mean the video that came out with Cassie was uh made the accusations much more believable. I mean I'm a lot of people think Diddy's like they think he's done. A lot of people think he's done, man. I'm on the side of I just don't. He rich, man. He rich. He bringing a 7, 8 lawyers. He bringing $100 million. He's putting private investigators on every single possible witness. He's getting dirt on every single witness. All this stuff is going to come out in trial. I don't know, man. I don't know if I don't think I don't know. I'm not sold on Diddy going to jail for sure.
You got a lot of money.
A lot of money, man. A lot of money to bring the best. I mean, he probably gonna bring the best legal defense that America has ever seen. So it's gonna be really tough, man. I think if it was anybody else, anybody else with average money, yeah, they'd be done, done, done. 100,000 years, bro. But with Diddy, it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be a really tough fight for the government to get him for sure.
Well, since we're staying on topics with current events, what do you think about the presidency?
Man, I haven't really followed politics too much. Um, yeah, I haven't followed enough to really comment on that.
I have a
Do you think a
hypothetical.
woman can run the world?
What happened?
Do you think a
Sorry.
woman can be president and run the world?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I was saying I had.
yeah. I mean, it definitely got to be a special type of woman, you know. But yes, a woman can actually, yeah, hell yeah, a woman can do a good job. There ain't nothing that I think a man president can do that a woman president can't, for sure.
So Cam, I'm just following up with that question. You know, Hillary Clinton ran for president, of course. In my opinion, she ran the president anyway when her husband was in office. So that's why I kind of agree with you on that. So what are your thoughts about Hillary Clinton? Maybe if it wasn't Hillary, it's not Hillary, of course, but now it's someone else. Do you think that if we would have had Hillary as a president, it would have ran smooth? I think she ran it anyway. What's your thoughts on that?
If Hillary would have won,
Yeah, against
I don't
Trump.
know,
Yeah.
man. Hillary was kind of a mess herself, man. You know, I don't know. I don't know if Hillary was the right one. Um, but I don't know. I mean, it would have definitely been a lot less chaotic. I mean, Trump was chaos. Um, Hillary probably would have been probably much more like kind of like Biden is, probably just behind the scenes and not really doing too much. You know,
What about
I mean,
Michelle?
Michelle is a guaranteed W if she ever runs for
Period.
president. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
Like,
Yeah. That's what we thought.
she like too many people love Michelle, man. I don't know anybody. I don't think anybody could ever beat Michelle Obama if she ran, man. She's just too much. She's too loved, and I mean, if you even try to criticize her in any way, man, you just get so much backlash. It's crazy. Even Trump stays away from Michelle Obama. He don't even attack Michelle too much because the
All right,
love's
well,
just too strong.
let's get back to your podcasting. DS in the chat is asking, what's the craziest thing you witnessed someone doing or saying in an interview?
Um, Craziest thing. I definitely had some of the Orlando Brown moments. Where he's like, the Diddy where he's like, gave me the oosh squash, goosh gosh, and I didn't really know what to say, man. What else, man? Damn, nothing really coming to my mind. But yeah, that was one of them. Well, I was just like, holy shit, because I had no idea he was gonna say that. He just kind of just out of nowhere just changed the topic and started talking about that. So that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, your Orlando Brown interviews do well. Those are your two most successful interviews, right? In terms of
Yep.
YouTube views. What's it like working with him though? And was that strategic, that last one right after the Cat Williams, after you seen the success of the Cat Williams thing?
Yeah, yeah. I seen I seen all the energy that the Cat Williams interview had, and I thought, damn, Orlando would just fit right in this lane right here. All this energy does the people are you know using for Cat Williams, man. Orlando would just slide right in that, and so yeah, I hit him up and shit. Yeah, we did the interview. Yeah, within like a day or something. Yeah.
All right, so Sunshine from the chat, she says, has security ever had to get busy in the studio with the guests being disrespectful?
Um. Nah, nah. I ain't never really had no problems in the studio. I think yeah, probably the Crip Mac walking out is probably the worst thing that I've had happen. Most of my interviews go pretty smooth. I mean, I think everybody who I interview with, they know what to expect. They know I'm gonna hit them with the tough questions. What I'm saying, they know it's gonna be a provocative interview. So I mean, I think everybody knows what to expect, bro. So not too many people really get mad at me when I ask them the tough questions. I think everybody's expecting it by now.
Okay, I heard you mention earlier that you no longer in like the music part, but you're just more so focusing on the podcast aspect. So, what do you see like in the in the future as far as like where do you want it to take off to? Like, what do you like? What is your main goal? What is something that you really want to get into as far as your podcast?
Well, uh, right now I did a podcast deal with Big Homie CC. He has his own podcast. He's only did one show though. I think he's got another one he's getting ready to send me. So I kind of want to expand in a way that like kind of gives a few people their own show. I definitely want to get another interviewer, another person to sit down and do interviews with me, or not with me, but another person who can do interviews on their own on my channel. So kind of just expanding like that. I think that's kind of where I want to go right now. Yeah,
Can I ask you a hypothetical question?
sure.
Okay, Mr. Kim Capone. In a hypothetical future where AI is capable of generating news articles, what do you think is the role of human journalists will be? What do you think the role of human journalists will be? Excuse me.
Man, I mean, shit. If they ever come up with a way where they can make the AI more entertaining than the real human, it's probably gonna be a problem. You know, because if you can get AI to do it for free versus paying people or having to work or sit down and do it, do it is gonna be rough. Um, but until that happens, you know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be pretty hard to like duplicate like a human saying something, or to you know what I'm saying? Because if it's a robot saying it, no one's gonna take it serious. Like it's just a robot. You know what I'm saying? So there's still gonna be that like, or I don't know, I don't want to say robot, but it's like AI saying it. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not really like a human. It's not. I can't really imagine AI ever having credibility. So, you know what I'm saying? Like when you say, when somebody says something on the internet, if they don't have no credibility, it doesn't even really matter what they said. Like if a little kid, said, 5, 7-year-old goes on the internet and starts making all these accusations about somebody, nobody's gonna care because the kid doesn't have any credibility. He's just a kid. But if a grown man who might know this person, who spent time with this person, goes and makes some accusations about somebody, it has credibility, so people take it serious. So I don't see AI having any credibility. So that's the part that they're never gonna really be able to duplicate, as far as like from what I do. At least I don't think.
Have you ever got any radio offers? Have any networks actually asked you to do like a radio show or anything like that?
Nope.
Would you love to do it? Would love to do something like that?
I mean, if the money was right, maybe,
Hmm. Okay, that's what's up.
maybe.
Hey, if you could go back to when you first started podcasting, what advice would you give yourself back then? And another thing, was it any time before you got your big break in podcasting? Did you just want to give up, or
So yeah, I don't remember really ever wanting to give up. Um, nah, I'm always push. I mean, I was, I had enough success from the beginning that I always just felt like I could do this. So I never really, what I'm saying, my things have always been growing. So I always seen the future of how things were moving. There was really never a time where it was like dead. You know what I'm saying? Where it was like, damn, what am I gonna? You know what I'm saying? Where I wasn't just having no success, even when months where my views aren't as good. I'm still having some success. So it's uh, that's kind of how it goes in YouTube. Some months are better than other months. Some months, what I'm saying, you might hit on an interview you didn't expect to hit on, and that's just how it goes. You're gonna have good months, bad months. But things are always, for me, always been trending in a positive direction for sure.
what keeps you motivated?
I mean, I just shit. I mean, I love hip hop, so I mean, there's really not a better job for me uh, than hip hop. Anything involved in hip hop, I mean, this is like a dream job for me. It's what I'm saying, I'd rather do this than doing anything else. I can't imagine at this point now going back and doing any of the old jobs that I used to do. You
Okay.
know.
Now, Cam, how do you actually acquire your interviews? Like, what approach do you take to get the guests? Do they come to you? Do you at times go to them? And what do you look for in a compelling conversation?
I mean, sometimes I reach out to people. I mean, I would say nowadays, probably like 90% of the time people are reaching out to me. Is only every once in a while am I reaching out to somebody for an interview. Um, I mean, I definitely look for somebody who's like, especially if I'm interviewing somebody new or somebody I've never interviewed. I'm definitely looking for somebody who's outspoken, who's got a good personality. More, yeah. So
Okay, that was from Cookie in the chat, by the way. Shout out to Cookie in the chat. I do have another question coming from Sunshine in the chat. She wants to know what's the difference between you and other podcasters? You mentioned academics, and what is it about Vlad that you idolize?
um, I mean, Vlad was just he's like the he laid the blueprint for all this. I definitely think my interviews are different than Vlad's, but they're definitely some of them are similar. 'Cause depending on who I'm interviewing, I'll definitely follow their story through their life. So in some cases they're similar, man. But um, I mean, what specifically is it about? Ah, shit, man. I mean, he was just the first person really doing it. So he was the first person I seen doing it. Uh, behind the camera, putting the clips out every day. A lot of my formula, originated from Vlad, for sure.
I got a question for you, man. You've done a lot of interviews, covered a lot of ground and a lot of territory. I want to know what interview have you done, or have you, what story have you heard that you know you can't put out, whether you put a name on it or not? You know what I mean? Because I know some people try to go viral and they want you to put out some of the craziest stuff. So what have you heard, or somebody asked you to do, or somebody wanted you to do that you was like, hell no, I can't do this?
Well, there's definitely some Orlando Brown stuff I've had to cut out. Where he's accused people of being pedophiles and rapists and stuff. So yeah, definitely. I don't want to say who he's accused of these things, but yeah, I mean he's definitely says some things that I've had to cut out for sure. Yeah.
Now let me ask you: is there somebody you've been wanting to interview that you ain't had a chance to get to yet? I don't know if somebody asked you this. And I'm just getting in the room. My fault.
Yeah, that was me.
Uh, I mean, is there anybody that I mean, any of the West Coast legends, Snoop, Dre, Cube, uh, would be somebody I'd want to interview for sure.
What you think stopping you from getting to them? Have you tried to reach out, or you don't feel like you at that level yet? Like, what's the hold up?
Well, I mean, Dre don't really do interviews. I mean, except maybe Big Boy. I think it's probably like the only person he does interviews with every, I don't know, 5, 10 years maybe. Um, Snoop. I mean, you never know. I mean, Snoop. Out of everybody, I mean, Ice Cube. I mean, he really seems like he only interviews with like the big podcasts. I never seen him do like a Vlad or a No Jumper, Say Cheese or anything. Snoop. I mean, he probably seems like maybe the only person that what I'm saying would be open to doing something like my show. So I mean I think a lot of the case they just don't. It's like we make messy content, bro. Like let's just be real about it, man. Like what I'm saying, all of us, the no jumpers, the Vlads, the say cheeses. It's messy content, man. And I probably think those guys they don't probably want to be like involved with such messy
Yeah, I'm
content.
glad you said that about the messy content. Who or have you stepped on anybody's toes, or have got somebody feeling some type of way, and have you made up with that relationship, or is that relationship still sour?
Man. Okay, so I was supposed to interview Choke No Joke. I want to say like 6 months ago, man. And it took me like over a year to actually for us to actually agree on the terms and everything of the interview. And so we set the day, the time. He's out there in the Atlanta area. So I pay half down for the studio. We set the day. The day comes, maybe like about 2.5, 3 hours before the interview's gonna start. I hit him with a text message like, "Hey, what's up? I'm saying I'm just confirming everything's good for today." I don't hear back from him. I don't I don't hear nothing. A half hour goes by. I pick up the phone. I call him. He doesn't answer. Um, Another half hour goes by. I text him again. Hey, just trying to get this interview confirmed for today. No response. Another half hour goes by. I call him, and at this point, the studio's calling me or texting me, trying to get the rest of their money. You know what I'm saying? And so now I'm kind of under pressure. Like, damn, is he gonna show up? Is he not gonna show up? Like, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to pay the studio the rest of their money if he's not even gonna show up. So I think about a half hour before I called him one last time. He didn't answer. So I told the studio, yeah, I don't think he's coming, man. You know. So the cameraman packed up, went home, and sure enough, right at the time that the interview was supposed to start, I get a call from Joke No Joke saying, I'm here. And I'm like, dude, I've been trying to get a hold of you for like 2-3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I'm saying? Like I told him I canceled the studio because I didn't think you were coming. Let me call the studio and see if we can still make this happen. I called the studio. They couldn't do it. Cameraman was gone. They wouldn't call the cameraman back to the interview. So I called Chuck No Joke back. Told him like, dude, yeah, they're not. Like, I had to cancel. Then they can't do it. And he started screaming and yelling and going off on me and. This is why I require deposits because I don't give deposits for interviews. You know what I'm saying? So he's screaming and yelling at me, man. And I try to calm him down, but eventually I lose my temper. I start screaming and yelling at him. You know what I'm saying? We ain't getting nowhere. I think I just hung up on him, man. He hangs up the phone, gets on YouTube, starts talking a bunch of shit. I wait a couple days for time to go by. You know what I'm saying? Because I really want to do the interview, man. I really want to do the interview. So I sent him a couple $100, like, hey, man, here's $200 for your time, man. You know what I'm saying? Sorry this shit didn't work out. Um, and then we kind of talked about doing the interview again. But he didn't want to go back to the studio. He wanted to record the interview himself at his house, and I just didn't want to do it like that. I didn't want to record the interview at his house. I don't know what the quality is going to be like. It was just, and he got mad at me again because I backed out of the interview again because I didn't want to do it at his house. And yeah, I mean, we ain't talked since. I ain't got nothing really. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't mad at him or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But that's I don't know. Yeah, that's a situation I wish would have went better, for sure.
Do you pay all your interviewees? Like you pay them all, or is it just depending on who it is?
I don't pay everybody. I actually pay a lot less now than what I used to. Um, yeah, I don't know. What was the question again? Do I pay all my
Basically, if you
guests?
pay him or
I
not,
don't pay.
because I remember like seeing Marlon Wayans and his situation. You familiar with that situation with him and Vlad?
Yep.
Yeah, so like that's why I was asking, like, are you paying them? Because I know some of these things it don't even make sense to pay them and shit. You might be doing just as much for their careers. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was trying to get your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I don't pay everybody, man. Especially now, man. I get so many calls for interviews that what I'm saying. Only there's some guys I do pay. I do pay for sure. Um, but yeah, where my
What about regulars? You ain't like. What about having like a reoccurring guest, kind of like how Boosie is with Vlad and shit like that? Why? What? Are you thinking about doing that with somebody? Because I don't see nobody on there that's like that with you.
I mean, if they're a reoccurring guest, they're probably getting paid. They might not have got paid for the first interview, but they're probably definitely getting paid. I mean, Big Homie CC, I've interviewed him 3 or 4 times now. I didn't pay him for the first interview. I paid him after that. Butter gets paid, and probably anybody who I had on multiple times is probably getting paid for sure.
I did see you interview Big Homie CC a lot. What makes you keep going back to him? I done. Well, it's kind of a redundant question because I know he does give great content. But have you validated any of his stories? Is he showing you proof or anything like that as far as some of his stories, or the majority of them, to make you want to keep go back and listen to him, or what is it about that relationship y'all built?
He's just a cool dude, man. Um, yeah, I mean, we just the fans like him. He's entertaining. Um, I think I mean, as far as validating his stories, it was kind of hard to validate some of his stories. Like Wiz Khalifa. Like I don't know really how I would validate that. The only thing, he accused Busta Rhymes of some activities. And after that interview came out, I got a couple calls from some few people saying that they'd been hearing that about Buster for some years. Um,
What type of activities were these?
the Buster, he likes dudes.
Oh, okay. So you say you received phone calls after that a couple of people said they've heard that as well.
Yep, yeah.
So when you get that type of information, you just sit on it, or is that something that you want to, try to explore more and get more details in it? Like, as a blogger, I would think you would want to back those facts up. But, what do you do?
When I get that type of information, man, shit. It depends on who it is, what it is. If they have credibility. A lot goes into something like that. Like he was really a bodyguard. So I know he was really a bodyguard. He didn't just, come on here and just, make up a life. So that's I knew I've talked to some people about him that know him. So yeah. So
Speaking of
Okay, I got a
bodyguards,
question.
oh, my
I'm
fault. Go
sorry.
ahead.
Okay, hey, this is Keto Bug. How you, Cam? A quick question. So, do you believe anything Jaguar Wright says?
can you give me an example?
Anything and everything that she done said from A to Z. I mean, we believe about the Diddy. I mean, of course, it then came out. But anything like regarding Jay Z and just anything that she has spoken on, do you
What
believe it?
what you say about Jay-Z?
That JC then, had a couple off, regarding Beyonce, and he's as dangerous as Diddy, or even worse.
I don't think Jay-Z's nothing like Diddy. You know. I wouldn't believe that about Jay Z, man. I don't see Beyonce being with somebody who's anything like Jay Z. I mean, I could be wrong.
Do you
I don't really
believe
do
the
one of
Jay
them.
Z and Rihanna rumors?
Oh, the Jay Z cheated on Beyonce. Well, he talked about it, right?
No, that he had. No, I'm talking about Rihanna, him having, relations with Rihanna when she first started out.
I could believe that. Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, why? Shit. I mean, Jay Z is Jay Z, man. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of women that would like to be with Jay Z for sure.
Choo-choo. Thank you.
Yeah,
Capone, how you doing? This is Devious.
I'm good.
I want to ask you a question a little bit back about current affairs. In the last month, we've lost two primary people in hip hop. We just lost Rich Homie Quan, and we just lost Fat Man Scoop. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about those losses?
Man, the Rich Homie Quan thing, is just that's just crazy, man. They gotta do something about that fentanyl, man. I don't know, man. There too many. I mean, not aside from just Rich Homie Quan, man. I mean, I had a friend, uh, a friend on from childhood that I knew who died a few months ago from fentanyl. So that thing is it's a big problem, man. And they don't really seem like it's getting better. They're not really doing anything to fix it, man. That's probably like I think that's like the worst thing about it is nobody's fixing the problem. It's just people. I think like I said, like 75,000 people died in 2003 just from overdosing. Like it's crazy. Like the number of overdoses
That's wild.
is crazy, man.
Do you
You know,
feel like hip hop should make us come out and make a statement or have a stance on it, or do you think that we just kind of think that this the responsibility of
How
you
is
know?
hip hop gonna have a stance when they the motherfucking drug users?
But that's what I'm saying. Well, that's
They
what I'm
dope
saying. It's
fiends.
like it's some-
Y'all putting too much on hip hop. Hip hop is a motherfucking style of music. Got nothing. Them people is dope fiends.
um,
If you want to lie to yourself and get these niggas to make a song that they got high to make the song, then shit, so be it.
man, dude, I think if anybody's taking drugs at this point in time, man, you're gambling with your life, man. I definitely, heard of somebody even dying from fentanyl when they were doing meth. So I mean, dude, people are dying. It's crazy, bro. If you're doing drugs right now is a bad time to be a drug addict. Bad time to be a drug addict. I don't know if hip hop would come together to try to stop it, but yeah,
I had a cousin that died for smoking fentanyl on his weed. I guess he didn't know the shit was on
yeah,
there.
man, it's bad.
So
It's
ain't
horrible.
nothing
Weed,
Yo,
safe.
let
yeah,
me
yeah,
ask
I
you
heard about
something,
that too.
Cam. When you see artists like Rich Homie Quan die from, I don't even call it OD, I call it poisoning. Because if the shit wouldn't have been in it, it wouldn't have killed him.
Yeah, facts.
Is it the drug dealer or is it the motherfucking user?
Shit, man.
The drug dealer
I'm
at
gonna
this
take.
point. The
I'm
drug
gonna
Because
take.
dealer.
I don't think a lot of the drug dealers know the shit they got is cut.
Yeah, they don't
Exactly,
know it's
bro.
been stepped on. Yeah, what?
Uh, uh, it's a bad time to be a drug dealer for sure. I mean, drug dealers they probably don't know. I highly doubt any of these drug dealers want to kill their clients. I mean, I just can't like. It just seems like a really bad business model. So I mean, both. I don't think you can really put it off on either. But you definitely gotta, if you're doing drugs at this point in time, man, you gotta know that you could die. I mean, I think everybody knows. So yeah, both of them. They both got some responsibility for it for sure. And if you're selling drugs too, you got to know that the shit could be cut. So because it probably is at some point, if you're selling drugs, you're gonna get some shit that's been cut with some fentanyl, and I mean, you know that everybody knows that. So you can't really trust like the drug dealer to tell you like, oh yeah, your connect tells you it's not been cut. Like his connect might have cut it or something. So yeah, man, they both got responsibility. They both know that the shit could be cut for sure. They have to know at this point.
I want to piggyback on that, Cam. Michael K. Williams, he passed away, of course. It was a fentanyl, who played on The Wire. Michael K. Williams.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, him. And then before that in LA, it was they had a party or something. Some of the comedians, they got the fentanyl poisoning and whatever, and it's like a couple of comedians that passed away. So yeah, you're absolutely correct. Like they don't. I don't even think that they know what was going on. But yeah, I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's horrible, man. Horrible for sure.
How did you feel when Lil Gotta asked you for if you wanted a perk, bro?
Oh, that wasn't me. That was DJ Small's eyes.
My bad.
But yeah, that
All
was
right,
funny as
so
hell.
question from the chat, Cookie in the chat. She says, "How do you handle the pressure of constantly producing high quality content and meeting listeners' expectations?"
I think you got to have thick skin, man. You can't really sit around caring about what people think. It's not really going to work out too good for you if you're trying to make provocative content. Uh, that does good numbers. I mean, sitting around, you just got to have thick skin, man. People are going to talk shit. People are going to say some fucked up things about you. People are going to
Tell me
lie
about it.
about you. And you just got to just block all that shit out and just go. You know what I'm saying? And just not really pay attention to it, and just try to produce the best content you can, for sure.
Now, do you
Okay.
have a process to where you actually like check the information before you interview them, or you kind of just let them come on and tell their story?
I mean, it could depend on the person and the situation. Like, sometimes I'll be interviewing somebody, and that it might be their first interview. So I really don't have no way to check up on everybody like that. Um, I pretty much just let everybody speak. So if a person comes on here and says like, for instance, man, I interviewed Gi, who was Ki's real brother. This is Chicago drill. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but Ki was killed, and that was his sister. Sister, she was in the streets and everything. I interviewed him, and during this interview, he tells a story about seeing Butter and King Von fight, and then after the fight, he said that Butter got shot in his ass. So Butter was actually, you know what I'm saying? So Butter didn't really like that he said that too much. So on this recent interview I did with Butter kind of tells his side of the story and says it doesn't happen. So, I mean, I don't really have no way of fact checking something like that. So my way of fact checking would be to let somebody come and speak their truth about it, the situation. And, I wasn't there. I really got no way of knowing what really happened or if even you know what I'm saying? Like, there's really no way for me to verify that because who knows who's lying. If I call somebody and try to verify, hey, did this happen? They could be lying to me. They could be like, oh, no, that never happened. But they might, be fucking with this other person who doesn't want that story out. So it's really hard to verify stories like that. I mean, unless you got like some paperwork behind something, like, okay, this is what, or some video footage, like, okay, this is what the video shows happening and then you're talking about it, man. But if it's just somebody telling their story, I mean, it's damn near impossible to be 100% sure about something.
Okay, can I ask a quick question? This is Keto Bug.
Yep,
So
yep.
Cam, on your wind down time, what you like to do for fun? Like what you like to do?
I do for fun. I mean, I'll probably gamble every once in a while. I'll hit a casino maybe every couple months or something.
What you like to do at the casino?
Uh,
Like the slides?
Blackjack, for sure, blackjack.
Okay, okay.
Um, I don't do too much. I mean, I'll do some slots here and there. Mainly blackjack. Yeah.
What's the biggest you hit on?
Man, I don't think I. Man, I'm cheap when I just like to gamble. I'm not really like a big, like I don't go lose thousands. I don't lose a lot of money gambling, man. If I lose 200-300 bucks, man, I'm done. So I think, man, maybe the most is like I won playing blackjack, maybe like a couple thousand, maybe at the most. Like I'm not a big gambler. I'm not a big gambler, nah, for sure. I don't like losing my money.
Okay,
Okay,
Mr.
that's understandable.
All right, Mr. Cam, I have another question for you. Are you ready?
Yep, yep.
Okay, so Mr. Cam Capone, can you share a memorable or challenging experience from your career as a podcaster with 100 ENT? Thank you.
Sorry. Can you repeat that one more time?
Can
I'm
you
sorry.
share your favorite
I think it
memorable
broke up.
moment as being a podcaster so far?
My most memorable moment is being a podcaster, man. Uh, man, I don't. I got so many. I mean, the recent Orlando Brown interview was just crazy, man. Back that I did in January, man. That's pretty memorable. But that's recent, memorable, man. Like I said, the little Reese interview. I'm saying like all the websites picked that one up. Even though the earlier Orlando Brown stuff he said about Diddy, everybody picked it up, was pretty memorable. Went crazy viral. Um, yeah, yeah, I think, yeah. I mean, that's just what comes to my mind right now. Yep.
All right, no matter how viral it might go, tell me somebody you refuse to do an interview with.
Any pedophiles or rapists? So like SPM, I'll never fuck with SPM or anybody with those type of charges for sure, man. Like I don't even know, like I don't even know how people even still even support SPM at all at this point. It's been so proven that the dude he has a baby with like a 13-year-old. So I don't know, that shit crazy. But yeah, nothing like that, man. I ain't anybody with them type of convictions is definitely, I'm not fucking with it in any way, shape, or form.
Hey, do you feel any type of responsibility? Cause you Hispanic, right?
I'm Italian.
Italian. Like, do you feel like any type of responsibility to like help push the culture forward and stuff like as far as with the music?
Well, I mean, if I can help somebody, move their career forward, I would definitely do it, man. Especially, just like I just had X4 on my show, and we did, I think it did over 100,000 views, man. So yeah, if I, man, I mean, I don't know if I have a responsibility to do it, but I definitely want to do it. You know, I
Yeah,
mean,
cause like when you think about like at the end of the day, like with it's not really your responsibility, get your money and shit. But if you say like you love hip hop, you got into the game, what you think like your legacy at the end of the day will be with this podcast and shit, or is it just for the views?
I feel like I've definitely helped some people, man. Big homie CC is an example of somebody who I interviewed I was his first interview. His first interview's almost at 700,000 views, and that's just for the main interview. So if I can help people, man, I definitely, it's got to make sense too. But I would definitely like to just help as many people as I can, get some sort of career and make a lot of money from this too, man. Uh, anybody who, like Trench's News. I did his first interview. Man, crazy. It went crazy. It did all, over 800,000 views just on the main clip. He been making thousands and thousands of dollars every since he got, he told me he got 30,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel the month that we did the interview. So I definitely turned his career up, man. You
Okay.
know, and so yeah, man, if I can help, bro, hell yeah, man. If I can help somebody, for sure, for sure.
Nah, I peep it.
I thought one of your best interviews was Lil Reese. See you had noticed that. Do you don't have nothing memorable about that interview?
The first one, yeah, man. It's crazy. Little Reese got shot in the neck with a Draco
Uh-huh.
and lived. Like, that's fucking crazy, bro. Like, you seen the bullets for a Draco? It went right through his neck, just straight through, boom. And he's like normal, except his voice. His voice is kind of fucked up. But that's crazy, bro. Like, that's nuts, man. That somebody was lucky enough to survive something like that. Yeah, for
How you
sure.
find yourself doing like interviews and shit? Like what, like as far as like getting into hip hop? Cause typically getting into hip hop, I don't know your age, but everybody like think to rap or to do this and that. Like how you find yourself into the interview lane?
Well, I definitely touched on this earlier, man. So, I really started back in 2010 when there wasn't really any West Coast outlets, and I wanted to be an outlet where like everybody could come and do interviews because at that point in time, you had like WCNN, and they would mostly just support like the old school West Coast, and then you had other websites who would just support the new school. You had ChalifaRap.net, and they only supported Chicano rap. You had Sickness.net. They only supported like Bay Area artists. So I wanted to be, a place where, everybody from the West Coast could come and do interviews and get seen by fans outside of their, normal, what I'm saying? Like the old school fans would see the new school, and what I'm saying, everybody would kind of fuck with each other. That was my initial motivation for Camp
And
Capone News.
we appreciate that. Cam Capone, you hit the 100 side with Wack 100. We appreciate you for coming out, showing up, answering our questions. Man, being a good sport. We don't have any more questions. It sounds like I've heard this before. Again, we appreciate you answering all of our questions. Shout out to all the mods on stage, everyone in the goo. Y'all know we ain't shit without you. Shout out to the king, Wack 100 to the Queen R&B. We're going to let you go, Cam. Did you have any words for us? Again, we appreciate you coming through.
Nope. That's it. That's it, man. Thank you guys. Appreciate you for sure.
Thank you so
Appreciate
Shout
much.
you for
out to
pulling
Thank
Kim
up, man. We
Capone.
you.
appreciate you.
All right. No
Salute to you,
problem.
We
brother.
appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. You guys have a good one. For sure.
Man, pull up
Hey
anytime.
Cam, if you ever come back to Clubhouse, man, make sure you tap into the 100 side, man. Get that pink ticket off your name, brother, so you'll be
What's
able to
what?
see us.
What's the pink ticket mean?
Tell
So
him
if you
what to
go
do.
up
Tell him how
top,
to follow the house. Just tell him what to do here, follow.
if you go up top and click the 100 NT show, it'll say join at the bottom. Once you click the name,
Oh, okay.
it'll take the pink ticket off your name.
Okay. Am I there now? I think I'm there now, right?
Well, we won't be able to tell unless you leave out and come back in.
Oh,
But if you
okay.
did that, you should be good.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
We appreciate you again for coming through.
Okay.
Definitely, it was
Thank
a
you.
vibe. Have a good night. Oh my
All right.
God.
You too. Later.
If you want to stick around, you can.
I'm hollering. Yeah, you can stick around if you want to. It's a vibe afterwards too. We turn up.
Shout out to the motherfucking team. Good job, y'all. Let's get it.
Run smooth.
Okay, so what's up, y'all? Y'all got blunts rolled and stuff like that.
The AB did her shit. Shout out to AB.
Thank you,
What
God.
was?
Shit, like they ain't even want to give you no love, man. What the fuck wrong with them?
Yes,
Shout out to
it's
AB,
all good.
motherfuckers.
Let's go,
Definitely.
AB.
Man, salute to the team, y'all. Just trying to keep this thing going. Salute to everyone who asked questions. Is he gone yet? Is Wack here? Can we talk? Oh, he's
No,
still
Cam
here.
is here.
Why y'all rushing them to leave?
Well, I don't
No, no,
know.
no.
No,
Not
I
rushing.
wasn't
We
rushing him to
found out
leave.
a lot of stuff that we never knew about Cam. I think it was pretty dope. So shout out to the team. Shout out to you, 8B. And yeah, let's keep this thing pushing.
Hey y'all, good job out there. Good job out there. I just want to say I listened to the whole thing. All y'all did y'all thing. Salute to AB. Salute to motherfucking AB.
Yo, y'all ain't gonna get quiet on us now. What's poppin'? What up? What
Oh
up?
yeah, what we on? What we on?
What's good?
Mm-hmm. What's up, like?
Did anybody have any questions on the stage that they were scared to ask? They were scared to come off the mic and let their
I
voice be
did.
heard?
Oh no. I had like a controversial question, but I was like, get somebody else to do it.
Not this one instant. Oh. No, because I definitely would have did the same thing. Nobody, nothing. I mean, okay.
I don't know what's up with everybody, man.
Yo,
Yeah, because
what's
I was about to
up?
start saying what y'all about to
So the
cook for
question
Maybe
dinner
I
they
tonight,
had,
watching
but
some
you know
clothes
that's
or
I
I'll,
something,
I'll,
become a
washing their
white back
dishes
once I
or
do
something. I
that.
I'll
don't
tell y'all
know.
the question I had. I had, if you were presented with a story that could potentially harm innocent people, but will also expose a significant injustice, how would you approach it? I just thought it was way too controversial, so I didn't ask it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yo,
that is a
y'all
little
get
too
on my nerves.
controversial. I'm reading the comments, I'm like this.
What y'all making for dinner? I heard somebody talk about that.
Yeah, well, pretty much I'm just eating whatever was left over. What I had grilled, that was it.
Well, I don't eat it, but my
I'm like, oh,
brother-in-law is
like, oh
making
my.
risotto with scallops and lobster meat and shrimp.
I want two plates. I want two plates.
Yeah.
Tell him I want two
And I'm
plates.
gonna have a lobster baked potato because I don't eat risotto. But yeah,
Okay. Do it be having like shrimp in there?
he's making it with shrimp, scallops, and lobster.
All right.
Who said that? Mixed chick?
Yep.
You said he. You talking about
Oh
Bumpy?
yeah. I said my brother-in-law. So
stop
Oh, I
it.
didn't hear that. I just heard
Yes,
heat.
I said my
It's fine. He just
brother-in-law.
had to do.
She had to say something.
Right. Uh, who you got on your mind? Anyways, have you had lobster brisk? Did I say that right?
Lobster bisque.
Lobster
No,
bisque.
I haven't.
Oh, damn. I said that wrong. I forgot to mute up. My bad, y'all.
Yo, some of y'all came in the room and started asking the same damn question. Some of y'all got to start coming in a little early, man. Read the room. You shouldn't be asking the man the same damn question.
Hey, let's wait till he leave, you know. But no, I agree with you. I agree with you. Let's wait till he leave so we can fully troll his ass.
Yo, what is everybody doing? Why everybody so quiet?
Because some people are eating, some people are getting, waiting for the food to be fed, to
Man, they
them.
eating that burnt ass
And
food.
some people are rolling up.
Watching a game. Isn't
Not
there
off
games
the
on
plate.
right now
I'm
too?
definitely cooking.
Should have asked him who his hip hop crush was.
Y'all
Did
want to
y'all
hear some
ask that question?
Why you
ASMR?
didn't
What's
ask?
good,
You was on the
Guap?
stage.
I just got on the stage. I didn't know I was getting.
Yeah, you chose to come up after he
Oh,
left.
I didn't even see it. I was getting ready. I'm about to go to casino. Like he said, I like to gamble.
Period.
Don't come up here asking us why we ain't asked this and your ass was here.
Yeah, I didn't raise my hand, so
Right though, y'all? Why
Yeah,
y'all
you
ain't
could have
asked
put it in
this,
the
but you was
chat.
here?
Yeah, you had could have put it in the chat. But coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's okay. Don't do that.
thought
Don't
we
do that
weren't
like that.
allowed to ask stuff like that.
So, hi
Yeah.
y'all.
Look at you coming off the mic. Hey.
Yeah, I'm coming off the mic. Cause I don't.
We got
So,
another one.
It's
first of all,
understand. It's
We got
understandable.
another one.
Let's don't do that,
say
Starstruck.
it
Appreciate
again.
all
It's
of you.
We got
understandable.
another one that's
Wait,
starstruck. They
somebody
want to come
saying
on the
something to
stage.
me?
Sunshine didn't want to come on the stage while the man
No,
was here.
Guap. I don't. I always when y'all do interviews, I stay in the goo because I don't do the PTR thing, and I put my questions
That's
in the
part of the
chat.
hunted side,
Not
though,
everybody had their
Sunshine.
PTI Arizona.
That's part of the sun.
No,
That's
no,
part of
no,
that's
no, no.
part of the hunted side when you switch your PTR.
No, I
That's
know
just what we
that,
do.
but I understand that, and I don't want to go against protocol for that. That's why I usually put my questions in the chat, hoping that the moderators will, read them and stuff. That's all.
Right.
I think it'd be
It's
better for you to come up here and let them hear your voice and you ask the question yourself.
Right. Turn them
understood,
on.
but no, 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 no,
Once
no.
the
It's not
interview is
even
over,
about
you
that.
can change your PTR back. It only take 2 seconds.
Right. So, first of all, I just want to say, good looking, AB. You did a great job trying to facilitate and
You
navigate
better
through the
curve
whole,
it.
huh?
You better curve that shit off. You go ahead.
Nah, everybody knows I do this. It's not,
But
and it's no
Sunshine, what we
secret.
got to do for you to stop doing that? We need you to
It's
participate. You part
really
of the
not.
squad.
No, understood. But listen, I play my role the way I play my role. I this is just what I
It
do.
can't
It's
be
not what everybody
50%.
else
You got to
does.
be 100.
Listen, Guap, I'm 100% of me. That's all. It's not a big deal.
But we
But
know you
I
gonna
just
ask
wanted to
good
shout out
questions,
AB.
so we need you to participate more on the stage, Sunshine.
I get that. So okay, Guap. So is your company gone?
It's not hard. It's not hard for you to just switch that
Free she
PTR, and
gone.
then once it's over with, you can switch it back. It's not hard.
Guap. Look.
No, Sunshine know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Start
Listen,
participating more.
leasing. So, my first question is, how do y'all really think the interview went? And go around from starting from each mod. I want to facilitate a debrief for y'all.
Take that
How
Sunshine is
you gonna
trying to
facilitate
facilitate
something
the
and you ain't
build.
participate?
That's a good question, though, Sunshine.
Well, I'm specifically speaking to everybody who has a green bean. How did y'all think it went?
I I think the interview Yo, this
cut
shit
off.
keep going off and
Yeah.
on. No, I think the interview did great. I think you should have been up here asking some questions with us, though.
Why are you pointing the finger at me, Guap?
I mean, maybe you'll come up and ask some questions next time.
Okay, maybe I will. You're right. I probably
If you
should.
a voice over here, why wouldn't you ask some questions, Sunshine?
But my questions were in the chat. I did ask questions, and AB helped ask my questions. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all do what y'all do. I'm not gonna say nothing.
Look, now you want to run.
No, okay, so all right. So
Getting
y'all know
work.
I always got feedback. Listen, right? First of all, when y'all have these type of interviews, I used to host a radio show in the morning every day, and I probably interviewed thousands of guests. Not necessarily famous people, but people in my community.
What happened, Sunshine?
What happened?
I think she in
The
the Matrix. She's still
repetitive,
talking.
There.
the repetitive,
Sunshine, you was in the Matrix. Could you
or
start
people
over for
coming
us?
in, walking in, entering. Oh, sorry. So I'm just saying that this is my feedback. You all have to come in and be on time. I cannot. This was a pet peeve of mine. I was always in the studio 30 minutes before any guest and an hour before my show was supposed to start if I didn't have a guest, because you have to plan properly. And there were a lot of people who came into the room way late, even 45 minutes, and asking questions that were already asked. And that you could hear in his voice, like, yo, I just answered this question. So that's part of my feedback. One other thing I want to say is that it's not hard for everybody to participate. When y'all get to the dead air is the worst thing that you can do when you have a listening audience. This is not a video vlog or whatever. And then it's also hard for only a few people when y'all are all up on stage. And I know I was in the bottom, and I'm not being rude or anything, but it's hard for a few people to carry the whole interview. And this is not the first, second, or third time when y'all have guests come in where this happens. And then it like, if you were reading the chat, you know, it was kind of, you were losing not only the guests, but you kind of were losing the audience and the energy. So this is what I used to do. And I'm going to tell y'all a little trick.
Wait, hold on. What's going on right now?
Oh no, she hating on the team though. I ain't feeling it.
I am
Sunshine, you
not
getting
That
on their
didn't.
No,
hating.
nerves.
she's
What?
not. She's
What?
actually giving
What
y'all
is?
good
I
feedback,
was feeling the
actually.
Hold
interview
on.
Cause he
Hold
personally.
on.
even
What is
he
I
did
ain't,
say
Wood
that.
talking? Yo, who is that talking?
niggas trying to give interview
That was me.
advice
It's
like,
me,
bro,
And
y'all
don't
niggas
never
Sunshine.
ain't
help.
never did nothing.
Nah, but who was that
Dog
just
ain't
talking right now though?
about the trip too.
That was me, Wack, Sunshine.
No, somebody just was saying something
Oh
else.
no, that was Keita Bud.
That was you?
Yeah.
Yeah, yo, wait, check this out. We don't come in my motherfucking floor after we just done did a damn near hour and 45 interview with somebody like that down in our fucking. If the fuck is you? Is you a fucking op?
I
Oh
wasn't.
no,
I
I'm
wasn't
not. I
saying.
was just.
I wasn't saying that.
Oh, sorry.
You
I'm
was what?
sorry, Wack. No,
You
listen.
was
I
what?
wasn't. Oh,
So
what
should
you
I
say?
tell you your makeup is ugly on your fucking wedding day? Or should I just attend the fucking wedding and you know, and if I'm gonna have that conversation with you, that's a one-on-one. Which one would you want? Would you want me to stand up and say, hey, your makeup ain't right? I'm waiting. Cause you always got a lot of fucking shit to say, so I'm waiting. Now with Sunshine and Wack. I'm gonna shut the
Oh,
fuck
you're
up and I'm gonna
asking me.
wait for you to tell me which one you would prefer.
Got content.
It actually, whatever your honest opinion would be.
Nah. Which one would you prefer? This gonna let me know if you're a real bitch or a fake bitch. Would you want me to stand up in the middle of your wedding and say, hey, your makeup ain't right? Or would you want me to have that conversation with you one-on-one?
You're right. Probably one on one.
So what the fuck is you doing on my floor right now?
Well, actually, I was responding to what was happening in the chat.
Well, I don't, huh?
I was just
First of
responding
all,
to what
Cam
was.
Capone is not a my team got strict instructions. Keep it calm, cool, and collective. Don't let that PTR fool you. I done met the man one on one. He's not no rah rah type of guy. He's never been on Clubhouse. He didn't want to come on Clubhouse. He only came because Wack requested it. So I made everybody pipe the fuck down. It was a simple Q&A. What you wanted the room to go get hype? It was no different than Vlad. Vlad had the same request. Everybody ain't here for all that motherfucking rah-rah and shit. We wasn't trying to pack up Cam Capone, and I wasn't trying to have him here 15, 20 minutes, and he ran. Man stayed on the motherfucking stage. Yeah, well, ain't no Keita Bug and Sunshine talking on my floor. Don't neither one got no motherfucking senility to come in here and down my floor. Keita Bug don't even know what the fuck is going on. Keeping it real.
I was just saying it was
Fucking
good
Keita Bug.
constructive feedback.
When the
I wasn't
last
saying like at that
co-host,
moment.
when the last celebrity figure or something that you interviewed? When the last time you did that?
Never. In my
Oh,
dreams, but
wait, say it
never.
again.
Never.
Say it again.
Never.
Oh, okay.
Never, but maybe
Okay.
my
So
dreams, but
that
never.
means you
Not in real
probably
life.
don't know what's going on right now.
Your
What you
place, little
mean?
girl.
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't saying like me myself. I wasn't saying. I was saying she
Mods.
had some good things at that moment. I wasn't finished.
No, I'm saying when I come in here, I'm hearing energy in the stage, and what the fuck? The energy was right where the fuck I requested it be.
No, I agreed. That's what I'm saying. What she was saying, it was good, Chris. Feedback. But I wouldn't. I got cut off. It wasn't at
Good
that good
feedback. So what
moment.
you saying, Sunshine? We should have packed the nigga up. Well, I don't understand.
No, 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 no.
No,
Actually, I did not say that. I was looking at
What
the
the fuck you
comments,
wanted us to
and I was
do? Ask a question, get the
no,
answer.
no, no,
That's it. That's
no.
all I wanted.
No, but this is what I was
Do
saying. I was saying that some people came into the interview late and they was asking the same questions that were
well that
already asked
happens. Only that happens. The floor gonna tell them, right? And at
earlier.
the end of the day, them people they shouldn't have been asking no motherfucking questions. Straight up. Like I done already said that,
Wait,
nigga.
you
If you
broke
gonna
up.
come in here late and not know what the fuck is going on, then ask in the motherfucking back chat. Ask your question back there. Don't come in here ask a repeated question. I'm definitely with that. It's on some real shit. Like, I don't give a fuck what your schedule is. Nigga, you wanna know what my schedule been this morning while I'm doing this shit? Y'all wanna know? Wanna know? I had to take off my motherfucking head, lay some fucking makeup, then rush her over here to fucking photo shoot. All while I'm doing this shit. So nigga, fuck you and your schedule. If you can't come in here and be in here from the beginning, know what's going on. If you ain't in here, then simply go on the motherfucking back channel, put your questions. Anybody ask this question yet? And we still shooting. That's why I don't be wanting to hear that shit.
So just so you know, Wack, right? I'm not trying to be rude or
Yeah,
anything
but
like
still
that.
don't come on my floor after no interview down in the interview. I ain't with that either.
You're right.
Y'all can
If
take that shit in private or get the fuck off my floor.
No, you're right about that.
I'm
You're
not
right
a
about
beta.
that.
I'm not a beta. You got to turn it the other way. Like I don't. Once I say what I say, I don't give a fuck about what you, your mama, your daddy, God, the pastor. I don't give a fuck. I'ma stand on what I say. That's what come with a life of being a boss nigga. And unfortunately, some of you women, y'all don't got boss niggas in your life, and y'all used to. I don't know what y'all used to doing. Some women know the tone off the. Nigga, it's in Vegas, nigga. I know that motherfucker get.